Hey guys, and thanks so much for showing up here for the first part of our rescuing the time and money investment that you have spent working with gurus and coaches and consultants who promised you what you really wanted, which was to get your profit in your business to line up with the potential that you already have. If you haven't been to my blog in a while, I'm getting ready to post an article called The Cruelest Master of All is Your Potential. And so that's a really eye-opening blog post. But today I want to start with a recon mission which is designed to help you rescue those dollars you've already spent to make your business a success. This is not a guru bashing series of trainings. There's nothing to be sold for you. Truthfully, even if you've been through one of my programs and you didn't get the exact result you wanted, this will help you too. So this isn't about bashing gurus. Most of the time, consultants and coaches and gurus and leaders in whatever industry you're in have all the best intentions to help you. But today, we're going to start with a recon mission, right? And the first thing that I want you to look at, when you think about everything that you've invested in the past that quote-unquote didn't work, I want you to consider if you've really accurately and clearly defined where you want to go or what you want from your business. Once you do that, you want to see, does what I really want, does it line up with the person that I was learning from, right? So for instance, I wrote long ago about Fabienne Fredrickson turning me down as a client, and the truth is, though, I'm really glad she did. What I want in my business is totally different than what she wants in hers. How we were willing to grow our businesses were very different. Once I was turned down, I realized that, she had an au pair living with her. That wasn't an option for me. I'm not judging what she did, but for me, I wanted to be the one raising my kids. I wanted to be the one who was there, and I wanted to build my business, frankly, around my top priority, which was my family. So you want to make sure that you know precisely what you want from your business, that you've got a very clear picture of how much money you want to make, what you want to do to earn that money, what kinds of clients you want to work with, what you want to do to get those clients' attention, right? Many times what we want doesn't line up with what we're being taught, and therefore there's an immediate clash of strategy and intention and willingness, frankly. So I want you to first make sure you have a clear idea of what you want. Write that down. Get it very picture perfect. One of the best ways to do this, in case you've never really done this before, to get down to the minutia of what you really want your business to look like. I actually got this from the very first business book I ever read, and I'm so grateful. But it was to write down a picture, almost like a novel type of picture of what your ideal day, your ideal work day looks like. And I went back to that about 4 months ago. I wrote it down in the book, my original book. It's called How to Make a Living, Making a Living Without Having a Job. And I realized that there's a major chunk of what my ideal day really looks like that I had missed. There's a way that I had complicated my life that I'm working to correct, and you'll hear some announcements about that later. It's more personal stuff than business, but it's writing down your ideal day. What time do you wake up? What do you do first? What do you do next? Where are the kids? Where's your husband? Where do you go? What kind of physical activity is incorporated? Where actually do you work? What kind of office do you work in? All of that. So really start there. Without a very clear word picture of where you want to go, any guru is going to fail you. Any guru is going to fail you. Oprah could show up and you want to be on TV, and she's still going to fail you if you don't know exactly what you want your business and life to look like. So that's recon assignment number 1. You also want to note where what you want is different from the guru or the leader of the program that you bought. Like, where is what you want different from what they have? That's very important when we begin to apply what we've learned to our specific situation, which will be in training 2 and 3. But make a note of where what you want differs from what they have or what they say they have. Then I want you to do 2 things. The first should build some confidence and should make you feel good about the investment that you've already made. The first thing is I want you to write down, no matter how small, I want you to write down the steps that you've taken already to get you closer to what you want in your business? What have you already done? What have you already started? Hopefully you finished it, but what have you already done? What have you already started? What have you already begun implementing? What steps have you taken? You want to kind of celebrate that, because a lot of times when the end result is disappointment, we forget the small victories or the small steps we took before we got disappointed and gave up. So we want to go back and figure out, okay, well, maybe this program or this person or this event was a huge disappointment, but here's what I did as a result. So we want to make sure that we make a note of that. The step 3 in the recon mission of rescuing those business development dollars is to write down what you learned but didn't implement, right? What you learned but didn't implement. The most profitable business owners implement far more than they learn. So in other words, they might, if you're unprofitable, you're learning, and you have very little time for implementing. You'll notice that as you become more profitable, it'll be a direct result of you implementing more, learning in smaller increments. And I'm a forever student. I'm never going to stop learning. But I need to make time for implementation, because in this case, for business, I'm not learning for learning's sake. I'm learning so that I know what to implement. So third thing is not going to feel probably that great, but there are some best laid intentions that you learned that you had every intention of implementing, but disappointment set in and you lost your momentum and you didn't implement it. So go back, whether you're looking at one program or one coach or 3 or 4 or 10, whatever, and make a list of those things that you were confident were going to make a difference in your business, and for whatever reason, and we're not judging, there's I have a friend who says there's no shame in our game, but what did you mean to implement but you didn't? Let's make a list of that, because that is something that we're going to take a very close look at in training 2. For now, I want you to look at that list of things that you meant to implement but didn't. And I want you to really take a little bit of a closer eye at it. Compare it to, okay, well now I realize that this is what I really want. Is this actually the best way to go? And start to think about, when we take notes out of a program or at an event, we're taking sort of raw notes. We hear something and we write it down. I want you, in this case, to, you're looking at the strategies you meant to implement. I want you to think, how can I make this my own? How can I Michelle-ize this strategy? How can I tweak it a bit so it doesn't look like I'm exactly copying someone's strategy, but I've taken it and I'm going to twist it around and I'm going to put my spin on it? How can you do make even the smallest changes and make this strategy your own? So that is where I want you to start. Just the recon mission, and I think you should be excited at the end of this. So that is training 1 of rescuing your business development dollars, and I look really forward to seeing you in training 2. If you have friends or family or colleagues who you've heard complain about business development courses or coaches or gurus, send them here. Give them this link so that they can sign up, and we will bring them along in the next trainings. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.